Hi, it's Leslie, Married at First Sight. And we're jumping right in with Nicole and Chris. They go to a couples massage. They talk about all the things like love language and touching and all. And it's so uncomfortable. And when I say it's so uncomfortable for me. I cannot watch it. Touch is very important to them. Ew. I have to say, there they both were on their tables. There was this shot of Nicole when she looked over Chris. She looked gorgeous. And then there's this moment when Chris is looking at her. At that moment, they both looked madly in love with each other. For that moment. But then they had this moment. It was awful. It was right after Nicole was telling Chris how, she was attracted to him the way he was and she would take him exactly how he was. And then Chris tells Nicole this.
I just wanted to let you know, I was asked the question, of appearance and things like that. One of the things I did say that I wanted to make sure, I told you because I don't want you to, see anything later and get upset about it. But, they asked appearance-wise, I said beautiful smile, beautiful face, beautiful eyes. But I did say, little thicker than I normally go for, but not in a bad way. And for me, thick is, athletic. It's not a bad thing. It's sexy,
Thicker, but not in a bad way? How is thicker gonna be than in a bad way? It's not in a good way. And of course she has body dysmorphia. Of course you're gonna say that to someone with body dysmorphia. I'd like to know how that's not in a bad way. If it wasn't in a bad way, he wouldn't feel the need to explain. Obviously it's in a bad way. Thick only is in a good way if it's thick hair or thick skin. Those are compliments, not thicker when it's relating to your body. That's not a compliment. No. I am proposing that all these people get classes in basic etiquette and just the fundamentals of how to conduct a relationship, because this is a no-brainer. You don't say that. I don't care if you're saying it to a camera or whatever, you don't say that. What was he thinking? I just can't, well, they were doing the best, but they're trying to mess it up over there. On to Clint and Gina. And their issue is the level of physical chemistry. I was under the impression that it was none. Gina made the comment that she's hopeful that it will continue to grow. That kind of implies almost that it's grown some, which was news to me. I thought they were basically at the bottom of no attraction. They're doing all the things. They're going out, they're boating, they're doing activities together, they did the rodeo. At least they're giving it a college try. I will say that for both of them. And I tell you, if they manage to breathe life into this relationship, I'm hanging up my hat forever of matchmaking, because this is the one that I won't even believe it. But it was not missed on me, the little irony that they went out sailing. They had wind behind them and they could sail out, but then the wind died and they basically couldn't move. Kind of like an analogy for their relationship. I kind of thought it was deep, but anyway, let's press on. They basically had no wind to keep them moving. Just let me jump right in here. If you love Married at First Sight the way I do, please subscribe, because we're going to be following all along with these crazy couples. Now on to Airris and Jasmine. Airris was sick with you-know-what. She attempted to nurse him back to health. That's wonderful. Dr. Pepper, remember her? Well, I guess she's around again. Decided to make an appearance on this season, because we haven't really heard from her. And these couples have needed help. There's Dr. Pepper sending out her cars to try to bring a little attraction or get a little spark going. Airris's body language couldn't have screamed any louder that I am not attracted to you at all. He's so far over on that couch, it was just ugh. The only thing I'll give Jasmine credit for, at least she didn't say that she's falling in love with him. I'm please. She says, no, I'm not gonna do that. You have control over that anyway. But basically, she needs an emotional connection. So let's hear it for having at least a little backbone and some pride over there. They played the lovely game, Never Could I Ever, and she got to know Airris. I got to know him. Ew, he's gross. He's not for her. You can't be that polar opposite on your basic morals of what you would do and expect some kind of connection. The matchmakers must have just slept through that, or they didn't think to ask the questions. They're not a match. He's gross. She deserves better. Everyone says it's her teeth. I get they're a little funky on the bottom. Everyone says she's not attractive, and I was asking people and they were telling me it was her teeth. They're a little funky on the bottom, but I don't know. Is that so bad? I don't know. Maybe Anyway, let's press on. On to Shaq and Kirsten. Got her name right now. I used to like him. I really thought he was the guy, but I'm not really like him anymore. He feels I feel like he's just showing up and he's kind of like, give me grace. I got things to do. I have to make myself happy. I'm not putting any energy in. You got basically 8 weeks, Shaq. You know, if you sleep and you expect her to sit around, no, it doesn't work that way. You have to like take the 8 weeks and put some effort into this relationship, and then pick up with all your other activities. They'll be there when you're done with your marriage. It may be done anyway, but if you don't put the effort into your marriage, the marriage is going to be gone. Like, I'm not liking him anymore. He's not putting the effort in. Like, Kirsten is actually trying to do things, and it looked like she was actually looking to get romantic with him at one point, but she's putting effort into this relationship. She wants to have that emotional connection. He says, I can emotionally connect with you when I'm not with you. And I'm like, that's a big bunch of horseshit. I mean, whatever. Anyway, that was my recap. You know, none of these couples are faring well. But anyway, if you liked my recap, please subscribe, and I will see you next week. Bye.